all wants to make me take a vacation, honestly. And one woman went from being stranded on vacation in another country to earning $1.3 million through her travels.
Yeah, she changed the narrative from "let's go to Dubai, everyone" to "I'm going to Dubai next week. If you want to come with me, you can, but I'm going either way." Shakima Smith, the self-proclaimed passport abuser, has been featured in the pages of Forbes, Essence Magazine, USA Today, and more. Today, she joins us here on All Indiana to talk about her journey as a solo traveler.
Oh, Shakima, my friend, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you turned a pretty negative experience into an empire. Please, you got to tell us what happened after you were stranded and how in the world did you become a master solo traveler?
So after I got stranded on my birthday in Amsterdam, I never imagined that I would be on a solo trip. You know, like most people, I didn't know what to do. So I ran back home full of tears. But over the course of about 7 months, I decided that I really wanted to travel and I no longer wanted to wait on people. So I decided to keep an ugly yellow 5-subject notebook about every situation that could possibly go wrong and how I'd be prepared for it. So I ended up taking my first solo trip to Paris. I figured it was a very touristy place, so it would be a lot of eyes on me. And I decided to do it. Country number 1 led to country 63 solo.
Wow, that is so amazing.
And you talk about country music. You've been everywhere from Greece to Tanzania to Saudi Arabia. What has it been like for you traveling alone? And can you still have just as much fun going on a big trip when you're all by yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So many people think that if you go on a solo trip that you'll be bored. However, whenever I solo travel, I always go on Airbnb and I look up the tab that says experiences. And on there, you can find experiences such as learning Afrikaans in Johannesburg or in Paris, you know, making croissants with a French chef, you know. So there's so many things that can be done with a local and safely while you're on your first solo trip.
Okay, so you actually have a masterclass that teaches other women to travel safely and confidently and without draining their bank account, because let me tell you, that's the part that I think is scary for a lot of people. What are some tips that you can share with us today about taking some of these solo trips?
Yeah, so one of the first things that I hear is that, hey, how can you afford this? And I honestly got my first passport, like my first 20 passport stamps for under $100 each. So what I would do is I go to skyscanner.com and instead of selecting a particular destination, I just right click and select the everywhere option. And basically, Skyscanner tells you everywhere on planet Earth that you can go. And where it says date, you just select cheapest month. And that's how I flew for under $100 every single month.
That's amazing. And actually, I've had a couple people tell me about Skyscanner, and that's awesome. When it comes to like knowing what you need when you get into these countries, how do you go about that?
Yeah, so each country has a local U.S. embassy, and you can actually go online on the Travel U.S. Department of State, and you can look up exactly what the entry requirements are. So that way you'll already know if you need a visa, you'll already know how many blank pages you'll need in your passport, all that stuff.
All right, I'm sold. How can I access your master class?
My Instagram is The Passport Abuser, so feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at The Passport Abuser. Also, my website is thepassportabuser.com, so feel free to check me out there.
Shakima, real quick before we let you go, what have you learned about yourself through this process, and how can other people be better by going through this process like you have?
It's been such a transformative process, but one of the things that I would say is don't be afraid to meet the other version of you, the best version of you that's on the other side of your fear. I did one thing different and decided that I'd enjoy my own company for once, and that led to me helping 10,000 other women ace their first solo trip. So just by me doing one thing different, I've helped so many women. So if anybody's out there listening, who are you on the other side of your fear? Whatever you were going for, just jump. You'll land on your feet anyway.
Let's get to the other side, George. I'm trying to know. Shakima, thank you so much. You're a friend of the show. Please come back anytime.